Huge fan. Pleasure to speak to you. How are you?
Very well. Thank you. Very well.
Thank you for taking the time. Listen, you play Moncada in Uncharted, and this character is unique to the movies, but it seems to pull from a lot of different villains from the video games Uncharted is based on. I want to hear from you. Did you talk to Ruben? Did you have anything in mind yourself that you really wanted to evoke that was based on characters or details from the games, while also making this really an intimidating, unique character of your own?
One of the things that was interesting for me to play this character is that the character has certain rights. He's not trying to steal anything from anybody. He's just trying to protect a right that he inherits. The treasure that everybody wants belongs to him and to his family for centuries. So I should be the hero, not the villain, actually. No, I try just to. The most interesting side of the character for me was that I was trying to not portray the villain. Try just to be well-mannered, educated, intelligent, and normal. To be a normal person, and then eventually you can become more threatening from the point of view that if you just pose or just the faces or you just carry guns all the time, knife or whatever, you surround yourself with a cohort of people. It's just a kind of subtle thing. I tried to do that. I didn't see the movie, so I had no idea how it came out.
Well, spoiler alert, the movie is quite good. The movie, it is, you guys did a good job. But it's funny, my next question for you actually was I was going to ask you, I was going to say this character certainly doesn't see himself as a villain. I mean, I think a lot of people could argue if he does have this right to this treasure, you could argue Nathan and Sully are villains here, right?
Yeah. The only moment that you see is slightly psycho side of the character. That I have with my father, but the rest of the time he's just trying to keep what is legitimately his.
Yeah, he does come a bit unhinged there for a bit.
Right. There is an inner violence, though, and probably you can see that in the last monologue, right before he is eliminated. There is something off there a little bit. But we try to be very careful with those things. I remember talking with Ruben, the director, when we were shooting the movie, about that, about not revealing a character that is just to, and at the same time, the heroes also, Nathan and Victor, they are both coming from very shady pasts too. So there's an interesting combination of characters in this movie coming from the big game, and I think it's interesting. I didn't see the movie, I said to you before, but I saw some of the trailers, and it's really impressive what they have done with the action. I mean, and it has to do not with the money that you throw on the screen, it has to do with a certain dynamic of movement choreographically, the scene of the plane, for example, you can throw as much money as you want there, but if you don't have, that kind of touch for the dynamic, you're throwing it to nowhere. It's well done. It's really, you feel vertigo.
Yeah, exactly. And as I had here, actually, speaking of villains and stuff, there was a Marvel villain that you were once said to be in talks play. I'd love to hear about that New Mutants X-Men villain. How far along did that ever get? Because the word on the street was you were going to be Emmanuel DaCosta in a New Mutants sequel once upon a time.
I have no idea. Yeah, I remember hearing that, and they got even in contact with my agents at a certain point. I don't know.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Well, I love following you, man. Thank you so much for the time, and congrats on being a part of another great film.
Thank you.